What's up, family? I'm Tony, recovered food addict. I weigh and measure 3 meals a day off this gray sheet right here, right on my phone. Call my sponsor at 9:40 p.m. every night. Don't eat no matter what, and eat no matter what. I mean, since I came to Gray Sheet, I'm never hungry. I apologize. I spoke at 9:30. I didn't know. I booked way in advance, so I get to speak around the holiday. I have gratitude for what Gray Sheet so freely given me. Um, I always like to say, God is everything or is nothing. God saved my life on numerous occasions in the AA program, in the Gray Sheet program, in OA, in life, in medical things, and everything. There's no reason why I'm still alive. I had a bunch of doctors tell me in my life that I was in really bad shape and I was probably going to die. And, killing myself with food, I was, killing myself with food, killing myself with alcohol and drugs. I was killing myself with alcohol and drugs. I should put it in another room and qualify. Jillian Owen, thank you for asking me to speak. And I met Jillian at a roundup a few years ago, and she had this accent. I go, "Hey, where you from? Jersey?" She looks at me and she goes, "No, I'm from Ireland." I was like, "Oh, okay, cool." I like to have fun. That's my personality. I like to have a good time. I like to wear my life as a loose garment because God knows when I'm out there in the food. I'll just stop the video for a second for anybody that doesn't know me. This is what it looked like. This is what it looked like when I came in. I was fat. I was angry. I was obnoxious. Still a little obnoxious, but you know, um, it's okay. It's my personality. People either love me or they hate me, and I'm okay with that. I'm 61 years young. I've been sober since March 1st, 1988, and I've been abstinent since February February 11th, 2018. So in 9.5 minutes, I will tell you what it was like growing up. I never fit in, never felt a part of. Where I lived in Babylon Village in New York, on our block, we're Italian, Irish. It was 9 houses. We're all related. You loved me, you fed me. I saw people die. I saw people born. I saw people from every walk of life. We got everything in our family from A to Z. I like to say we put the fun in dysfunction, but whatever. We got through it. We had a good life, I have a good life, and in the 35 plus years or 34 plus years that I've been sober, in the last almost 5 years that I've been in Gray Sheet, my life has exponentially gotten humongously great. Like I can't even, like I was telling my sponsor the other night, I said, my business is thriving, my life is thriving. I have a plethora of friends. I have great relationships with people. And when I'm wrong, I promptly admit it. I'm very, what's the word, outspoken, so to speak. I'm a house painter by trade, and I'm doing a job, and I said to the customer, I said, "Did you pick colors yet? You're holding us up. You're holding. I just meet the guy, and that's how I talk to him. I thought, oh my God, Tony, you're sober so long, you're absent. Are you kidding me?" I knock at the door. I go, "Excuse me, I'm sorry for being the way I just was. Yeah, I just want to get this going." He goes, "No, it's fine." So I was just like, interesting, but you don't know what you don't know. I know this is how I am, so I really got to work on that. Aside from weight and measure and when I came into Gray Sheet, I'll back up real quick. I'm like, shoot, I only got 15 minutes. I got to get this in. You know, I met my sponsor in an AA retreat. He was fat like me, and I said, "You want this sweatshirt? I'm done being fat." So I gave it to him. I didn't see him again for like 10 years, and then he was a normal sized dude. And I said, "Hey, how's it going? You new?" He goes, "No, I'm so and so." I said, "Yeah, right. Would you get surgery, Cheetah?" And he says, "No, I weigh and measure." He gave me the pitch. I was like, "Ah, good for you." And I said, "I go to OA." I went to OA for many, many years. I went to Weight Watchers. I went to Jenny Craig. I went to Nutrisystem. I got hypnotized. Uh, I did everything you could possibly do to lose weight. I was born, I was 6 pounds, and the infinite wisdom of my food addiction, I got up to 400 pounds. 400 pounds. If you've never been 400 pounds, I don't wish that on my worst enemy. It is a debilitating place to be in life. You sit on chairs, you break them. It's hard to, clean yourself. You got to sit down as a man to go to the bathroom because, whatever. It's just incomprehensible demoralization. It's not fun, and I didn't know what I didn't know. I didn't know someday I'd be a normal size. My dad's 140 pounds his whole life. Now he's 150. He's pissed. He's 81 years old. You know, and he always asked me, "Oh, son, do me a favor. Can you lose weight?" I'm like, "All right, I'll cut my leg off." Like, I can't lose weight. You know, I've gained and lost hundreds of pounds. Went to OA, lost weight, found it, lost it, found it, lost it, found it. February 26, 2014, I have a massive pulmonary embolism in my driveway. I was in my truck. I pissed my pants, and I was like, "Oh my God, I just pissed my pants. And now I got to go change." Not that I do that on a daily basis, but you know, as I thought that, I was like, "Oh God," and I felt myself pass out, and I fell out of the truck. After being, you know, out of the hospital, whatever, I remember the doctor saying when I went to the doc after everything, he's like, "Can I shake your hand?" I said, "Why is that?" He's like, "You're a medical mystery. There's no reason why you woke up." It's like, interesting. So I remember I got to the hospital. They're like, "What happened?" I said, "I was shoveling my driveway. I pissed my pants and I passed out." The guy's like, "Did it snow?" I said, "No." They're like, "What are you talking about?" I said, "I don't know. I'm a wise guy." I says, I can't breathe. I think I got bronchitis." And they did a bunch of tests. And I remember the cardiologist rushed me to the ICU. He's like, "You're in really bad shape. You're probably going to die." And I was just like, "Come on, doc, rounds the shape." He didn't laugh. And I got to the ICU. I just shared this, and I'm like still emotional. I My BP was 195, 190. My heart rate was 167. And I remember the surgeon came in that night and he's like, "Listen, you're in really bad shape. You're probably going to die." And I was like, "Oh, for God's sake, I'm a painter. If I'm supposed to die, so be it. If not, fix me, do something." He's like, "All right, we're going to shoot a clot buster through you. It kills 5 to 10% of the people instantly." And I just cracked up laughing. I said, "Okay, whatever you got, doc." "Okay, sign here." I signed it. They did it. I lived. Now I'm scared. I come out of the hospital. I got a plethora of doctors now. You got to go to every doctor you can think of for, you know, every 3 months. And, you know, now I'm scared. I go back to OA because I forgot about GreySheet or didn't know about GreySheet yet. And I go to OA and I lose 80 pounds. Then I paint an Italian restaurant. I go to the source opening and I start eating what Italian restaurants sell. And there we go. I didn't know what I didn't know. I know that if I have one drink, it sets off a phenomenal craving and I want more. I didn't realize or didn't know that if I have one sugar, grains, or carbs, it sets off a phenomenal craving. I'm Italian. I'm Irish. That's all we eat. That's you know we put fat on sugar and sugar on fat, and that's a meal. You know, and I didn't know what I didn't know. You know, and I remember I went to my friend Antonetta was in OA, and then she's like, "Oh, you should come to this meeting with me, Tone. You do so great. Your dad's little, you'll be little." I'm like, "Aunt, I'm 400 pounds. I'm never going to be little." She goes, "No, no, I'm telling you, there's 88 things that you could eat. It's clear cut directions, 3 way to measure meals a day, nothing in between, and you can do it." You know, and she was like my OA buddy. We used to go to meetings a lot together and conventions and stuff. And, you know, people always say, "Keep your eyes on your own plate." And, you know, so I went to the meeting with her. I bought this book. I was like, "Oh my gosh, they wrote this book about me." You know, and of course, I wrote February 2nd, January 2nd, 2017 with Antonetta. First time, GreySheet. And, you know, and I got a sponsor and I cupped. If anybody cups here, good for you. I'm not a cupper. I'm a weigher and a measurer. And I cupped for a month and I lost like 30 pounds. I went to a restaurant. I eyeballed the meal. Sponsor says, "How'd you do?" I said, "I don't know, look good." He goes, "Did you bring a cup or a scale or a measuring cup?" I said, "Why would I?" He said, "Because we weigh and measure without exception." I said, "Well, I guess I failed because I didn't do that." He goes, "All right, you have to start over." I was like, "Okay, bye." And like any good, you know, arrogant SOB like myself, I said, "F you, I'm out of here." So I left. And I came back a year later. Thank God I came back. You know, so I had a little bit of inkling that this worked, you know, but I was hangry. I was hungry and I was angry. So, you know, whatever. For me, I weigh and measure, and that works for me. I do a shit ton of food prep. I make like 14 breakfasts. I make like 8 or 9 lunches, and that works for me. So when I go to work in the morning, I grab a breakfast, I grab a lunch. I only got to fend for myself for supper, and I don't have to worry about what like. And I go to delis today and buy food for my guys. And they're like, "What do you want?" I says, "I don't eat at delis." They're like, "What? Why not? We got good food." I said, "I'm sure you do." I said, "But everything I eat is weighed and measured, and it's already done in my car, in my truck, in my cooler. And I don't have to think about it." And people are like, "Oh, don't you get bored eating the same thing every day?" And you think about it. You ask any normal person what they eat every day, they pretty much eat the same thing. So, you know, for us, weighing and measuring and having yummy, delicious, scrumptious meals is what I'm all about. I post more stuff on Facebook than a 10-year-old girl. I do all my food prep. I got 3 barbecues in my backyard. I got a koi pond with a waterfall. I got 20 koi in there. They're probably frozen. I hope not, but it's really cold here right now. And
Tony, 10 minutes have gone by.
oh, awesome. I got 5 more minutes. That's like an eternity. I'm talking really fast. Thanks. I appreciate your service. And I got surround sound in my backyard. And thank God I don't have to do vegetables today because it's like -5 degrees here. But I play Christmas music. I have a good time. I didn't know what I didn't know. So I met my sponsor like 20 years ago. He was fat like me. I gave him a sweatshirt because I was done wearing it. And long story short, I see him 10 years later. He's an all-sized dude. And he became my sponsor. And, we talk every day, pretty much every day, for like the last almost 5 years, which is amazing because, I hear a lot of people say, oh, they only text their sponsor. And some people, talk to their sponsor. I talk to my sponsor every day, and I sponsor a lot of people. And I don't really care when they call me. I know GreySheet's got boundaries and all that good stuff. And a lot of people like to have clear-cut directions, but I sponsor a lot of people, and I couldn't imagine having somebody call me at every hour of the hour. I'd be talking to somebody all day long. So I'm kind of glad that some people just text me and never call me. But that, whatever, that's what works for me. So check it out. I know this is visual. This is what I saved: 1 pair of pants from when I was fat. Everything else I gave away. I love it. Oh, yeah, look at this. I can't even get the pants in the whole thing. So I'm basically half the sizing. I got up to 400 pounds. Now I'm like 195 to 200, and I'm okay with that. I'm never going to be skinny, mini. I still got skin. And I actually was talking to a friend this morning about that. I went and got a couple estimates, which sounds bizarre. I just got my teeth done, because that's what happens when you eat crappy food. You get your teeth rot out of your head. And now I got this like thing around my waist that I might get rid of, but I might not. But I don't know, and I can never, ever pay GreySheet for what's so freely given me, and another thing I love to talk about is like never looking down on a person unless you're helping them up. Because, God knows we beat ourselves up big time. Oh God, I'm so fat. I can never lose weight. How am I going to do this? This diet, that diet, had 3 gym memberships at one time. Never went to any of them. Coming to a 12-step program and not working the steps. It's like going to the gym and sitting in your car for an hour. Get anything out of it? Nope. So, come to GreySheet and get involved. Do the AWOL that's coming up. Change everything about yourself, because that's what I had to do. I had a spiritual awakening as the result of doing the 12 steps in less than 2 years abstinent. It took me 19 years in AA to have a spiritual awakening, and I don't think I would have stayed if I had to wait 19 years, so I'm really grateful. Anytime anybody reaches out for help, I'm always there, and I want the hand of GreySheet to always be there, and if nobody told you I love you today, I love you, and just keep on keeping on. It's the holidays, the holiday season, we got to recoil, like it says in the big book, as this is a hot flame, because, yeah, it might taste good for a minute, but then you got to start over, and then you got to do all of that again. It's just, to me, it's not worth it. I'm going to go to my family today. I already have my lunch made. And then my dad's like, I couldn't eat all of that in one day. I said, I know, Dad, you're a little tiny Italian man. That's fine. Please don't comment on what I eat. This works for me. 1 minute, this works for me, and I'm super stoked, and my parents are Italian, Irish. Everybody's like, aren't your parents so proud of you? I says, I don't know. We don't really talk, and I remember we went to a party for my mom's 80th, and my mom told some of her friends, oh, do you guys recognize Tony? I'm like, holy smokes, it took 80 years for you to give me a compliment, but whatever. I know they love me because they're my parents, and that's how they are. And I love all of you. And again, thank you for letting me be of service. Peace.